All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome, man. How we doing, y'all? How we doing? Start your journey. Live us. Yes. You're officially in. Let's go. All right. Go live with campaign live effect for 25 minutes. Use. I don't see the campaign live effect, but all right. Welcome, man, everybody. Y'all. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Swiped out of TikTok real quick. There it is. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. What's up, Yana? How we doing? Posture check already? We just got here. Shauna, what you mean? We literally just got here. But welcome, man, everybody. Y'all, welcome, man. Welcome, man. How we feeling? How we doing? Okay. We're gonna have to figure out this timer situation. And delete that. I need to change the viewer gifs. Minimize. Boom. X that out. Actually, first, let me send the live out to the mods real quick. Bop, 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 bop. Welcome in, everybody. Y'all, welcome in. If y'all could do me a favor and share the live out real quick, that would be amazing. Share the live, double tap the screen while we're getting all of our people in. That would be amazing. I would appreciate it. I'm doing good, Shauna. How about you? Hey, thank you for the heart. Me appreciate you. Thank you for the heart, me, Ari. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Spaghetti? Boom, 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 boom. Just got a couple more mods in the live out too, and then y'all got my 100% attention. And what's up, Pia? Welcome, man. All right, boom. Got them. Pop, 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 pop. We can make it. And who did I just end off on? There we go. What's up, Sway? How you doing? What's up, Melissa? Alright, we gotta send it to Gandhi. Gotta send it to Lays. Gotta send it to who else? Peely. I think that's everybody. If I'm not mistaken. Let me just scroll through my monsters real quick and make sure that I did get everybody. Okay, yeah, that should be everybody if I'm not mistaken. Could always be. Oh wait, no, there we go. That's everybody. I did miss a couple. I thought I did, but I wasn't sure. Alright, boom. There we go. Alright, but welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. What's up, Joshua? Surviving best you can. Real, I get it. I feel it. I feel it. Some days, that's all we can do. How you been, Joshua? It's been a little minute. We'll start with some music. Make sure that it's on the right audio source. Alright, good it is. Hey, thank you for the heart, me D. Welcome back to the team. Glad to have you. Been a minute. What's up, Shakira? How you doing? What's up, Jenna? So far, my week has been. It's been a long week. I don't even know what that is, Jenna. She loud? Who's loud? Hey, glad to see that you've been good, Joshua. I'm good. I'm good. No complaint. I'm tired. Can't even lie. You see Rivals tomorrow? I can't even play it. F's in chat, man. Life's been life and sorry I've been missing the past few. No, you're good, Sway. You're good. I'm doing good though. I'm tired, but aside from that, I'm good. Had a long ass day yesterday. Hey Joshua, could you re up your heartbeat for me? Hearing two things weird. Go back. All right. What's up, Turk? What's up, Sultan? I need to figure this out after this stream. I thank you for posting live, Ken. Appreciate you. What's up, Siren? What's up, Jewett? What's up, honey? What's up, Rafi? Welcome, man. Let me share some of my story real quick. I am, Caleb. I have time for it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing good, Ken. How about you? How you doing? Okay, let me edit the viewer wishes real quick. Oh, hold up. Sway, if you say something on purple, give me 1 second. I'm looking at my notes app real fast. All right. What's up, Kimber? How you been? Good to see you. Welcome in, Taylor. How you doing? I'm doing great, Casablanca. How about you? What's up, Lily? Hey, and just so y'all know, everybody, the reading, like, whenever we read the book, it'll start at here, hang on, I sent the message in Discord. It will start reading at 7:20 p.m. Eastern on the dot. So if you have something to go do, you don't want to miss that. Go do that real quick. Come back, get your, at least get your earbuds situated and everything. But we'll start reading at 7:20 p.m. on Eastern, 7:20 p.m. Eastern on the dot. What's up, Tyra? I'm doing great. I'm doing good today. I woke up absolutely exhausted today. I can't even lie. But aside from waking up exhausted, I feel good. Feel good. What are you reading? We're reading a book called The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. What's up, Sienna? We were gonna read something else. We were gonna read a different book, but it's currently on hold. So, like, 3 of the books that I was originally planning on reading are on hold right now. So, we're waiting for those to not be on hold, and then then we'll be able to read them. But what's up, Ms. Mocha? Yeah, I'm reading it on here. That's like the whole point of this live. I'm reading it on live. We're gonna have an hour timer up here on top of the screen. We're gonna have a little hour timer starting, and y'all can extend the timer with gifts or subs, whatever. Because I was asked to, Sway. I've actually been begged to for over a year. Hey, thank you for following, Nicole. Appreciate you, Ms. Mocha. Feels like Friday. I don't know what happened. This week went by really fast, I feel like. What's up, Leon? It's not, Nicole. It is definitely still Thursday. Appreciate you for the heart, Ms. Mocha. Thank you. I'm doing great, Leon. How about yourself? How you doing? Alright, let's see. Maybe it's a how many of these can I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need 5 spaces at minimum. Showed you off to your doctor? That's so funny. Yeah, hey, make some onions. Make some yuns. I'm good. I'm tired, but aside from that, I'm good. You look good to 7. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the rose, Leon. Appreciate you. Thank you, Ms. Mocha, for the Liam Nation. What's up, Shay? Welcome, man. Good as it. How have you been, though, Kimber? Alright. How you doing today, Shay? Good to see you. Alright, thank you, Miss Mocha, for the Go Popular. Appreciate you. Alright. What's up, Caleb? Welcome, man. Sorry, I'm setting up the viewer wishes as well right now to just get everything finished setting up before we start. All right, what do we? Let's see. Ads. 1 minute and change the gift to. All right, what's the closest to that number that I can get? Okay, so it looks like the closest that we're gonna get to that is probably, it looks like this one. This is gonna be the closest we get to it. Right? Is that closer? I guess they're about even the way. 9. Or actually, no, this one's closer. Corgi's closer. Alright, so we'll set it to the Corgi for that. Save. I appreciate you, Ms. Mocha. Thank you. Hope you had a good day. I have had a good day so far. How about you? Just had some fruit snacks and they were so delicious. I love that for you, Aaron. Love that for you. I don't know the last time I have had fruit snacks, to be honest. That's so funny. What's up, Dr. Adrian? How we doing? Every time I come in here, thank you, Shika. I appreciate it. We take good care of the skin. We take good care of the skin. No, that's really funny. Boba's good. Boba's good. Boba's been going through it. But aside from that, Boba's good. How you doing, Dr. Agent? I appreciate you, Ms. Mocha. Thank you. No keep missing. I know, bro. I know. Damn, that sucks. Appreciate you, Shay. Thank you. Alright, let me. What was the next thing? 5 minutes. Boom. Alright, I can't do stuff too fast because otherwise. I appreciate you for the heart, Mishay. Thank you. Appreciate you. And 5 minutes. Boom. Save. And what is it? 1375. How close can we get to 1375? 1300 is the closest we're gonna get to 1370. Or no, actually 14 is the closest we're gonna get. So save. You see all the pics of Asher? I did. I have looked at them. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah. What's up, Kyle? Welcome, man. What's up, B-Fox? And a reminder, everybody, we start reading at 7:20 p.m. Eastern on the dot. How you doing today, Kyle? What's that on your head? It's just something for the community live fest that it's gonna be started. I just have to wear it. I just have to have it on for what's it called, like 25 minutes, and then it goes away. Or not it goes away, but then we get the points for it. I'm just trying to get the points for it. That's it. We're just getting points. We're reading something called The Cruel Prince. I was gonna read something else. I was gonna read another different book, but then that book was on hold. I was gonna read another one. That book was on hold. I was gonna read a different one. That one was on hold. What's up, Dio? So we're on the 4th option right now. We're on the 4th choice. But I've just been asked for the longest time to read on here, and I got asked the other day, and I just finally agreed. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we enjoy it, if it does well. If we enjoy it and if we do well, then we'll do it. We'll do it often. It'll be a recurring thing. 2750 adds 10. Add 10 minutes. 2750. What's the closest I can get to that? this one. All right, save. Sci fantasy. It's I think it's from my understanding it is just like it's fantasy from my understanding. It's fundamental. It is. It is true. What's up, Sean? I love you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you. I have. Do you have a paper copy of the book? I don't, unfortunately. Unfortunately, not. I prefer to read paper copies. It's easier for me to get into a book if it's a physical copy. It's really hard for me to get into it if I'm reading it virtually. But I don't have any hard copies of books here in New York. All of my hard copies of books are back in Texas. So we kind of just have to make do until I buy or a hard copy of a book or a physical copy. Bria made a good suggestion the other day saying that I should make a what's it called, an Amazon list or something like that, and put the books that y'all recommend on there, or put a book that I want to read on there on live, and then y'all will just get it. That's money, exactly. Exactly. What's up, Lays? What's up, Kenny? Thank you for sharing live out, Shauna. I've dropped a couple. Crystal, I dropped one. I dropped two actually, either last week or the week before, and then I posted one today. But today wasn't a real skincare video. It was just like an Amazon wishes. Yeah, like that kind of. Did you find a book? I did. We're gonna read the Cruel Prince, Lays. Let me add this next viewer wish real fast. Edits. And what on earth, Forceway? Reset the clock. Alright, we'll just say add an hour. What's up, Asantra? How you doing? That's for 1650. What's the closest we can get to that? We'll round down for this one. Save. What's up, Jay? How you doing? I was saying I'm door dashing for a little bit. Oh, you're good. You're good. I thought you meant that you were doing it for not like whenever you said for like for a D, I thought you meant like the person was just rude, or like they were, yeah. For a little I mean, shit. Whatever floats your boat, you know. Whatever kind of tip makes you happy. Okay, I'm doing better than I was a week ago. I mean, that's good. Love to hear that, Asantra. What's up, Rito? You were in the hospital? Why were you in the hospital for? Okay, and then we'll set it to this for. Where is it at? Where's it at? Did I scroll past it? I must have. Is it at the top? It is at the top. Okay, word. Add and read whole. Boom. Alright, and that should be all of Les wishes done. Boom. That really makes your day. I need to start doing it again. I need to start doing like good morning videos. Like for real, thank you. I appreciate it. You got the nose ring? Hey, word. Do you like it? Are you a fan? It's been good. Yeah, no, my day's been good so far. Honestly, no complaints. It's what have I done today? I woke up, took a shower. Yeah, no, I woke up, took a shower, made videos, then did dishes, ate, and came back, made another video, planned out, planned out some stuff for future. Try to like figure out, not necessarily like future, like my future, but like future, like planning out content for the rest of the next couple days, trying to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. Because waking up in the morning, trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna record that day is sometimes takes more time than anything else. I appreciate you for becoming a super fan, Miss Mocha. Love that. Hey, that just put you at member level 24 too. Oh, decline. I need to do this, and I need to turn off ads. You had a seizure at your job. What? Are you? I mean, shit, brother. Are you all right? Ads not. Okay, cool. Ads were already off. Okay, ads shouldn't be scheduled on Twitch. If y'all do get an ad on Twitch or on Purple app, then it's not because of me. Outline your days, Holmes. Exactly. Asantra did, Lays. Asantra did. What's up, Santino? Shit. Say less, Jay. Say less. Do you be using a calendar for content modeling and Twitch days? How do you manage stuff out loud? I don't. I just use my brain 90% of the time. Typically what I do, what's up JJ, how you doing? But yeah, no, typically like my planner is just in my head. I just have it planned out. I don't even put stuff in my calendar. Like on Wednesday or on the 17th, I have a meeting with a photographer at noon at some place in Manhattan. It's not gonna go on my calendar. I'm just gonna set an alarm Tuesday evening to wake up to make sure that I'm up in time and out of the door. That's it. What's up, Jess? Nothing right now. Nothing right now. We still haven't started applying yet. I literally just said, Sway, you missed a day of posting. Did I? What's up, Amaya? When did I do that? I appreciate you, Amaya. Thank you. Hey, and welcome to the team, Amaya. Glad to have you. Thank you for the harmony. Reason to be busy? Yeah, that I am. That I am. I appreciate you, Shay. Thank you. What's up, Javier? When we were talking about your crash out, the day that I was crashing out, did I not post that day? I'll have to go back and look. I believe you. I just have to go back and look. I appreciate you for the heart me, Javier. Thank you. It's a random selection. It's a random selection. Appreciate you, Shay. Thank you. Going back dashing. Alright, word. Only God knows. Make your money, yuns. Make your yuns. Drive safely, though. I appreciate you, Miss Mocha, for the super popular. Thank you. Appreciate you. You said you were starting that on the following Monday. Okay, word. So I'm safe anyways. Bad. Word. Don't let Sway play you. Bad. Appreciate you, Lays. Thank you. Yeah, no, so it doesn't start until Monday. Anyways. I appreciate you, Shay, for the Louis the Cardinal. Thank you. What's up, RTJ? And a reminder, everybody, in 4 minutes we start reading, yo. We start reading in 4 minutes. We're reading the, what is it called? The Cruel Prince, Rio. We were gonna read the book that you suggested, but it's on hold until I'm in like 20th place for it right now. Alright, Lady D, have a blessed one. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for coming in for a second. It was good to see you. What's up, Kristen? It started this Monday. Be careful. That's a 3-book series. Whatever. That's fine. I'm cool with that. That don't bother me. I appreciate you, Shay, for the nice start. Thank you. How'd you find out about the book? You should just log into my Kindle. Not gonna lie. I wouldn't say I won't say no to that. If you wanna PM me on Discord your login. What's up, Hannah? What's up, Miss Levette? Welcome, man. Sway said that I said that I was gonna start that day. I don't even remember which day this was. The days are like low-key blending together a little bit. What's up, little moms? How we doing? Good to see you. Appreciate you, Shay, for the roses. Thank you. What's up, Jesus? Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Not on my PC, anyways. Any dinner plans? I honestly have no idea. No idea. Rights and wrongs, no judging. I won't. I promise. Alright, sorry. How do I find just the Kindle app? What's up, Miss Pauline? Welcome, man. How you doing? Is this a different account? No, this is the same account I'm always on. I appreciate you for following, user. Thank you. Speaking of judging rights and wrongs, I want to start a series soon on like either reading, like making a video on like reading comments or like my DMs or something like that. Bro, like they've been insane lately. Oh, there we go. Kindle's e-reader, Kindle. You definitely should what? Oh, that's your, sorry. I'm like doing two things at the same time right now. Boom, there we go. I got it up, Bria, whenever Friday thing or Monday thing. Yeah. I'm also super sleepy. Yeah, no, I'm like brain fogged right now. Alright, let's get our book going though. Alright, let me get our timer up, let me get our viewer wishes up. People are saying your DMs. Yeah, no, I feel like that would be a really funny series. Especially like, bro, the DMs on Facebook are insane. Insane. I got called a Pop-Tart cum guzzler by like some like 70-year-old man. I saw it, I was like, hello? It's like, excuse me? I died laughing. I was like, this is insane. What's up, Shan? On Facebook, brother. Yes, on Facebook. Alright, later, user. Get some rest as well. A Pop-Tart cum guzzler. I was like, word. Bless. What's up, Nadine? Had an ad. What happened? Something that I gotten called on Facebook, Sway. I got called a Pop-Tart cum guzzler today. I swear I turned off ads on there. I don't know why you got an ad. I have unlimited celebrities, thousands of videos. Oh wait, that's it. I was finna say. I'm saying. Okay, hopefully ads are off more now, or at least like toned down as much as they can be. There. What's up, Elizabeth? All right. Hey, you just hit member level 8, Elizabeth. Congratulations. Okay, let me get the timer up. Okay, why is it so damn big? Hello? Bro, size down and move. Child. Cool Princess in the library now. Oh, bet. Hello? Bro, get off my face. Move. I'm excited. Okay, maybe... Oh, okay, there we go. So now I can size it down. Can I move it, though? There we go. Alright, and... Boom. Put this up here. I'll restart it whenever we actually get started. Inevitably, if this does well, like if the reading streams and everything do well, we'll okay, I'm moving the wrong thing. We'll do it, so we'll do it more often, and what's it called? We'll do it more often. We'll also have an ability to, like, on the normal viewer wishes, make the whatever live that we're doing a reading live. We'll have a gift that can make it to where we can just do a reading live instead of what we're doing, instead of like battling and chatting and everything. If y'all want, and yeah, let me send a notification out to the Discord real fast and let them know that we're starting. Alright, thank you for sharing live, Albria. We should do a Love Island review too. I'm gonna make some Love Island videos. I don't want to do like dedicated Love Island content because I don't really want to be like known for anything like that, or known for that. Add a minute. Word. Appreciate you, Sherry, for the little corgi. Thank you. Well, I'll add an extra minute whenever I restart the timer. But eventually as the lives and everything starts to like do better and everything, and once we're able to switch over to TikTok Studio, we'll be able to have it to where whatever gift you send automatically just change the timer. I just can't do it on the mobile version, unfortunately. But yeah, so once we upgrade our setup and everything and we do that, then we'll be able to make it to where it just auto adjusts the timer. But for now, we have to do it by hand. We're starting reading live. Starting reading now. Come through. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna reset the timer. I still need to log into Bria's thing real quick. Command C. Hold up. Cancel. We gon' keep on trying. Alright, there we go. Boom. 1, 2, boom. Boom. Sign in. Can you PM me that, Brio, whenever you get a chance? We'll keep the music going until we start. Alright, thank you for tapping the screen, Dade. Appreciate you. But I hope y'all like the reading live. I hope that it's something that y'all enjoy and something y'all want to do in the future. Got you. Boom. All right. Okay, I'm gonna need to, let's full size this mug. Or actually, first I need to stop the music. All right, boom. Full screen. And X that out. Okay, I can just use my scroll reel. How big is this? Do I need to enlarge it? Or am I gonna be able to see just fine? How can I zoom in? Let's see. I might not be able. I might not need to, honestly. All right, y'all ready, everybody? Did you delete some of your older? I do, yeah. There's a lot of my TikToks. If they don't perform how I want them to, then I don't necessarily delete them. I just private them. Right, everybody, y'all ready? All right, we need to boom up to an hour and a minute, and boom. All right, book 1. Children born of fairy stock never need for shirt or frock, never want for food or fire, always get their heart's desire. Jingle pockets full of gold, merry when they're 7 years old. Every fairy child may keep 2 strong ponies and 10 sheep. All have houses, each his own, built of brick or granite stone. They live in cherries, they run wild. I'd love to be a fairy's child. By Robert Graves. I'd love to be a fairy's child. I was reading the poem in the beginning. Then we on the prologue. I did at it. That's why I read a minute 30. All right. Y'all can hear me good already, although? Or not. Y'all can hear me good already. Y'all can hear me good, right? Before we start the prologue. I'll go ahead and restart the timer, honestly. I appreciate you, Miss Catherine. Hearing you well. All right, very good. What's up, Christian? All right. All right, I am, while we're reading, I'm going to be locked in relatively on reading. Drink water real quick. Word. But yeah, no, I'm going to be locked in. Yeah, we are reading, Catherine. Crazy that we're finally doing it. But yeah, we're reading The Cool Prince today, everybody. And I'm straight, Molly. I'm a straight man. But yeah, we're reading The Cool Prince today. And we're about to start here in a little bit. Here in a second. Only took you like 3 years, literally. All right, I'm gonna be like pretty locked in to the reading. Pretty locked in once we get started. So if I miss something in chat, please don't like hound on me. If somebody is in chat like hounding on me to like respond, please, mods or people there, please let them know that while we're reading, I will be still responding to chat. Like I will pause and look over and respond to chat and stuff. But yeah, for the most part, while we're doing the reading lives, we're gonna be pretty like stuck into the reading. I will still like do like give like, you know, my own like personal reaction. Like, damn, is it Harry Potter? No, we're reading a book called The Cruel Prince. I appreciate you for the Harmy Lace. Thank you. Hey, our dude's got new glasses. Bye, everybody. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. We're starting with the prologue as well, just so y'all know. One day. I wanted to read Harry Potter, but I was told not to during Pride Month. So, what's up, Unisher? Bria was like, don't you dare read Harry Potter during Pride Month. So maybe we'll read Harry Potter in the future. But at least for during this month, we'll read a different book. All right, everybody. 3, 2, 1. On a drowsy Sunday afternoon, a man in a long, dark coat hesitated in front of a house on a tree-lined street. He hadn't parked a car, nor had he come by a taxi. No neighbor had seen him strolling along the sidewalk. He simply appeared, as if stepping between one shadow and the next. The man walked to the door and lifted his fist to knock. Inside the house, Jude sat on the living room rug and ate fish sticks soggy from the microwave and dragged through a sludge of ketchup. Her twin sister, Taryn, napped on the couch, curled around a blanket, thumb in her fruit punch-stained mouth, and on the other end of the sofa, their older sister, Vivian, stared at the television screen, her eerie, split-pupilled gaze fixed on the cartoon mouse as it ran from the cartoon cat. She laughed when it seemed as if the mouse was about to get eaten. Vivi was different from the other big sisters, but since 7 years old, Jude and Taryn were identical. With the same shaggy brown hair and heart-shaped faces, they were different too. Vivi's eyes and the lightly furred points of her ears were were to Jude not so much more strange than being the mirror version of another person. And if sometimes she noticed the way the neighbors' kids avoided Vivi or the way their parents talked about her in low, worried voices, Jude didn't think it was anything important. Grown-ups were always worried, always whispering. Taryn yawned and stretched, pressing her cheek against Vivi's knee. Outside, the sun was shining, scorching the asphalt driveways. Lawnmower engines whirred, and children splashed in backyard pools. Dad was in the outbuilding, where he had forged. Mom was in the kitchen cooking hamburgers. Everything was boring. Everything was fine. When the knock came, Jude hopped up to answer it. She hoped, sorry, not hopped. She hoped it might be one of the girls from across the street wanting to play video games or inviting her for an afternoon dinner swim. The tall man stood on their mat, glaring down at her. He wore a brown leather duster despite the heat. His shoes were shod with silver, and they rang hollowly as he stepped over the threshold. Jude looked up into his shadowed face and shivered. Mom, she yelled. Mom, somebody's here. Her mother came from the kitchen, wiping wet hands on her jeans. When she saw the man, she went pale. Go to your room. Just, she told Jude in a scary voice. Now. Whose child is that? The man asked, pointing at her. His voice was oddly accented. Just so y'all know, for those who don't know, this book is a fantasy book. It will get into like fairies and shit like that, but for now it's still just normal. Yours, his, no one's. Mom didn't even look in Jude's direction. She's no one's child. That wasn't right. Jude and Taryn looked just like their dad. Everyone said so. She took a few steps toward the stairs, but didn't want to be alone in her room. Vivi, Jude thought. Vivi will know who the tall man is. Vivi will know what to do. But Jude couldn't seem to make herself move any further. I've seen many impossible things, the man said. I've seen the acorn before the oak. I've seen the spark before the flame. But never have I seen such as this. A dead woman living. A child born from nothing. Mom seemed to at a loss for words. Her body was vibrating with tension, just wanted to take her hand and squeeze it, but she didn't dare. I doubted Belikin, or Balikin? Something like that. Balekin? Balikin? Something like that. I don't know. Balekin. We'll say Balekin, yeah. I doubted Balekin when he told me I'd find you here, said the man, his voice softening. The bones of an earthly woman and her unborn child and the burned remains of my estate were convincing. Do you know what it is to return from battle to find your wife dead, your only heir with her, to find your life reduced to ash? Mom shook her head, not as if she was answering him, but as though she was trying to shake off the wounds. He took a step toward her, and she took a step back. There was nothing wrong with the tall man's leg. He moved stiffly, as though it hurt him. The light was different in the entry hall, and Jude could see the odd green tint of his skin and the way his lower teeth seemed too large for it. I'm assuming mouth. Next page, for his mouth. She was able to see that his eyes were like Vivi's. I was never going to be happy with you, my mom told him. Your world isn't for people like me. The tall man regarded her for a long moment. You made vows, he said finally. She lifted her chin, and then I renounced them. His gaze went to Jude, and his expression hardened. What is a promise from a mortal wife worth? I suppose I have my answer. Mom turned. At her mother's look, Jude dashed into the living room. Taryn was still sleeping. The television was still on. Vivian looked up with a half-lidded cat eyes. Who's at the door, she asked. I heard arguing. A scary man, Jude told her. Out of breath, even though she'd barely run at all. Her heart was pounding. We're supposed to go upstairs. She didn't care that Mom had told her had told only her to go upstairs. She wasn't going by herself. With a sigh, Vivi unfolded from the couch and shook Taryn awake. Drowsily, Jude's twin followed them into the hallway. As they started toward the carpet-covered steps, Jude saw her father come in from the back garden. He held an axe in his hand, forged to be a near replica of one he'd studied in a museum in Iceland. It wasn't weird to see Dad with an axe. He and his friends were into old weapons, and would spend lots of time talking about material culture and sketching ideas for fantastical blades. What was odd was the way he held the weapon, as if he was going to. Her father swung the axe toward the tall man. He had never raised a hand to discipline Jude or her sisters. Even when they got into big trouble, he wouldn't hurt anyone. He just wouldn't. And yet, the axe went past the tall man, biting into the wood trim of the door. Taryn made an odd, high keening noise and slapped her palms over her mouth. The tall man drew a curved blade from beneath his leather coat, a sword, like from a storybook. Dad was trying to pull the axe free from the doorframe when the man plunged the sword into Dad's stomach, pushing it upward. There was a sound, like sticks snapping, an animal cry. Dad fell to the vestibule carpet, the one Mom had always yelled about when they tracked mud onto it. The rug that was turning red. Mom screamed. Jude screamed. Taryn and Vivi screamed. Everyone seemed to be screaming, except for the tall man. Come here, he said, looking directly at Vivi. You monster, their mother shouted, moving towards the kitchen. He's dead. Do not run from me, the man told her. Not after what you've done. If you run again, I swear. But she did run. She was almost around the corner when his blade struck her in the back. She was crumpled to linoleum, falling arms, knocking magnets off the fridge. I appreciate you for the harmony, Abram. Thank you. Hey, and thank you for posting live, Abram. The smell of fresh blood was heavy in the air, like wet hot metal, like those scrubbing pads mom used to clean the frying pan with when stuff was really stuck on. Jude ran at the man, slamming her fist against his chest, kicking at his legs. She wasn't even scared. She wasn't sure she felt anything at all. The man paid Jude no mind. For a long moment, he stood there, as though he couldn't quite believe what he had done, as though he wished he could take back the last 5 minutes. Then he sank to one knee and caught hold of Jude's one shoulder. He pinned her arms to her sides so she couldn't hit him anymore, but he wasn't even looking at her. His gaze was on Vivian. You were stolen from me, he told her. I have come to take you to your true home, an Elfheim beneath the hill. There you will be rich beyond measure. There you will be with your own kind. No. Vivi told him in her somber little voice, I'm never going anywhere with you. I'm your father, he told her, his voice harsh, rising like a crack of lash. You are my heir and my blood, and you will obey me in this and all things. She didn't move, but her jaw set. You're not her father. Jude shouted at the man, even though he and Vivi had the same eyes. She wouldn't let herself believe it. His grip tightened on her shoulders, and she made a little squeaking sound. Appreciate you, Lexi. Thank you. The book is called The Cruel Prince. One second, let me catch the last words. But she stared up defiantly. She'd won plenty of staring contests. He looked away first, turning to watch Taryn on her knees, shaking Mom while she sobbed, as though she was trying to wake her up. Mom didn't move. Mom and Dad were dead. They were never going to move again. I hate you, Vivi proclaimed to the tall man with a viciousness that Jude was glad of. I will always hate you, I vow it. The man's stony expression didn't change. Nonetheless, you will come with me, ready thee, little humans. Pack light, we ride before dark. Vivian's chin came up. Leave them alone. If you have to, take me, but not them. He stared at Vivi, and then he snorted. You'll protect your sisters from me, would you? Tell me. Then where would you have them go? Vivi didn't answer. They had no grandparents, no living family at all, at least none that they knew. He looked at Jude again, released her shoulders, and rose to his feet. They are the progeny of my wife, and thus my responsibility. I may be cruel, a monster, and a murderer, but I do not shirk my responsibilities, nor should you shirk yours as the eldest. Years later, when Jude told herself the story of what happened, she couldn't recall the part where they packed. Shock seemed to have erased that house entirely, or that hour entirely. Sorry, I haven't read like out loud or read in a minute, so give me like a little bit to get back into the swing of things, back into like the rhythm of reading. Somehow Vivi must have found bags, must have put in the favorite picture books and their most beloved toys, along with photographs and pajamas and coats and shirts, or maybe Jude had packed for herself. She was never sure. She couldn't imagine how they'd done it. With their parents' bodies cooling downstairs, she couldn't imagine how it had felt. And as the years went by, she couldn't make herself feel it again. The horror of the murders dulled with time. Her memories of the day blurred. A black horse was nibbling the grass of the lawn when they went outside. Its eyes were big and soft. Jude wanted to throw her arms around its neck and press her wet face into its silky mane. Before she could, the tall man swung her and then Taryn across the saddle, handling them like baggage rather than children. He put Vivi up behind them. Hold on, he said. Jude and her sisters wept the whole way into fairyland. Chapter 1. I appreciate you for the harmony, Pookie. Thank you. Hey, but welcome in, everybody. Y'all, welcome in. If you don't mind sharing the live out, I would appreciate it. And reminder, everybody, on the right side of your screen, we have the viewer wishes. Where are the pictures? No pictures. No pictures. Should you stay over here, switch over to TikTok? It's up to you. It's up to you. That's why I'm doing it on both, is that you can choose whichever platform you want to watch on. Hey, thank you for posting live over, y'all. But reminder, you have the viewer wishes here, which can extend the time, y'all, if you want it. So, just a reminder. And thank you for everybody who's tapping the screen. If y'all don't mind continuing to do so, I would really appreciate it. It just helps push the live out more, so more people can watch. I would appreciate it. Thank y'all. And once, so sorry if I'm not, like, looking at the screen. I promise I'm not ignoring y'all. I just have to focus on reading. Otherwise, I will lose my place. I'm trying to not enlarge the timer and just zoom in, but it's fine. All right. Chapter 1. In Fairy, there are no fish sticks, no ketchup, no television. I sit on a cushion as an imp braids my hair back from my face. The imp's fingers are long, her nails sharp. I wince. Her black eyes meet mine in the claw-footed mirror on my dressing table. The tournament is still 4 nights away, the creature says. Her name is Tarafel, and she's a servant in Maddox's household, stuck here until she works off her debt to him. She's cared for me since I was a child. It was Tatterfell who smeared stinging fairy ointment over my eyes to give me true sight so that I could see through most glamours, who brushed the mud from my boots and who strung dried rowan berries for me to wear around my neck so I might resist enchantments. She wiped my wet nose and reminded me to wear my stockings inside out so I'd never be led astray in the forest. And no matter how eager you are for it, you cannot make the moon set nor rise any faster. Try to bring glory to the general's household tonight by appearing as comely as we can make you. Comely. How the hell do you pronounce that word? Comely. I sigh. I'll look back and at it. I'll look back at y'all at the correct pronunciation whenever y'all put it. I sigh. She's never had much patience with the peevishness. It's an honor to dance with the high king's court under the hill. The servants are over fond of telling me how fortunate I am, a bastard's daughter of a faithless wife, a human without a drop of fairy blood, to be treated like a true-born child of a fairy. They tell Taryn much the same thing. I know it's comely. Okay. What's up, Tropical? They tell Taryn much the same thing. I know it's an honor to be raised alongside the gentry's own children, a terrifying honor of which I will never be worthy. It would be hard to forget it, with all the reminders I am given. Yes, I say instead, because she is trying to be kind. It's great. Fairies can't lie, so they tend to concentrate on words and ignore tone, especially if they haven't lived among humans. Gives me an approving nod, her eyes like two wet beads of jet, neither pupil nor iris visible. Perhaps someone will ask for your hand, and you'll be made the permanent member of the High Court. I want to win my place, I tell her. The imp pauses, hairpin between her fingers, probably considering pricking me with it. Don't be foolish. There's no point arguing, no point to reminding her of my mother's disastrous marriage. There are two ways for mortals to become permanent subjects of the court: marrying into it or honing some great skill in metallurgy or lute playing or whatever. Not interested in the first. I have to hope I can be talented enough for the second. She finishes braiding my hair into an elaborate style that makes me look as though I have horns. She dresses me in sapphire velvet. None of it disguises what I am. Human. I put in 3 knots for luck, the little fairy says, not unkindly. I sigh as she scuttles toward the door, skidding up from my dressing table to sprawl face down on my tapestry covered bed. I am used to having servants attend to me: imps and hobs, goblins and grigs, gossamer wings and green nails, horns and fangs. I have been in fairy for 10 years. None of it seems all that strange anymore. Here I am, the strange one, with my blunt fingers, round ears, and may fly for life. 10 years is a long time for a human. After Maddox stole us from the human world, he brought us to his estates in Insmire, the Isle of Might, where the High King of Elfheim keeps his stronghold. There, Maddox raised us, me and Vivian and Taryn, out of an obligation of honor. Even though Taryn and I are the evidence of Mom's betrayal, by the customs of Fairy, we are his wife's kids, so we are his problem. As the High King's general, Maddox was away often, fighting for the crown. We were all cared for nonetheless. We slept on mattresses stuffed with the soft seed heads of dandelions. Maddox personally instructed us in the art of fighting with the cutlass and dagger. Falchion, something like that. The Falchion. It's Falchion. So Falchion. Um, Falchion in our fist. He played Nine Men's Morris, Fitzshell, and Fox and Geese with us before a fire. He let us sit on his knee and eat off his plate. Many nights I drifted off to sleep to his rumbling voice, reading from a book of battle strategy, and despite what I had done and what he was, or despite what he had done and what he was, I came to love him. I do love him. It's just not comfortable kind of love. Nice braids, Terrence says, rushing into my room. She's dressed in crimson velvet. Her hair is loose, long chestnut curls that fly behind her like a caplet. A few strands braided with gleaming silver threads. She hops onto the bed beside me, disarranging my small pile of threadbare stuffed animals: a koala, a snake, a black cat, all beloved of my 7-year-old self. I cannot bear to throw out any of my relics. I sit up, take a self-conscious look in the mirror. I like them. I'm having premonition, Terrence says, surprising me. We're going to have a fun night. Fun? I'd been imagining myself frowning at the crowd from our usual bolt hole and worrying over whether I'd do well enough in the tournament to impress one of the royal family into granting me knighthood. Just thinking about it makes me fidgety. Yeah, I think about it constantly. My thumb brushes over the missing tip of my ring finger, my nervous tick. Yes, she says, poking me in the side. Hey, ow! I scoot out of range. What exactly does this plan entail? Mostly when we go to court, we hide ourselves away. We've watched some very interesting things, but from a distance. She throws up her hand. What do you mean? What does fun entail? It's fun. I laugh a little nervously. You have no idea either, do you? Fine. Let's go see if you have a gift for prophecy. We're getting older and things are changing. We are changing. And as eager as I am for it, I'm also afraid. Taryn pushes herself off my bed and holds out her arm, as though she's my escort for a dance. I allow myself to be guided from the room, my hand going automatically to assure myself that my knife is still strapped to my hip. The interior of Maddox's house is whitewashed plaster and massive, rough-cut wooden beams. The glass panes in the windows are stained gray as trapped smoke, making the light strange. As Taryn and I go down the spiral stairs, I spot Vivi hiding in a little balcony, frowning over at a comic Zine stolen from the human world. Vivi grins at me. She's in jeans and a billowy shirt, obviously not intending to go to the revel. Being Maddox's illegitimate daughter, she feels no pressure to please him. She does what she likes, including reading magazines that might have iron staples rather than glue binding their pages, not caring if her fingers get singed. Heading somewhere? She asks softly from the shadows, startling Taryn. Vivi knows perfectly well where we're heading. When we first came here, Taryn and Vivi and I would huddle into Vivi's big bed and talk about what we remembered from home. We'd talk about the meals mom burned and the popcorn dad made, our next door neighbors' names, the house smelled, what school was like, the holidays, the taste of icing on birthday cakes. We talk about the shows we'd watch, rehashing the plots, recalling the dialogue until all our memories were polished, smooth, and false. There's no more huddling in bed now, rehashing anything. All our new memories are of here, and Vivi has only a passing interest in those. She'd vowed to hate Maddox, and she stuck to her vow. When Vivi wasn't reminiscing about home, she was a terror. She broke things, she screamed and raged and pinched us when we were content. Eventually, she stopped all of it. But I believe there is a part of her that hates us for adapting, for making the best of things, for making this our home. You should come, I tell her. Taryn's in a weird mood. Vivi gives her a speculative look and then shakes her head. I've got other plans, which might mean she's going to sneak over to the mortal world for the evening, or it might also mean that she's going to spend it on the balcony reading. Either way, if it annoys Maddox, it pleases Vivi. He's waiting for us in the hall with his second wife, Oriana. Her skin is the bluish color of skim milk. Interesting, interesting lichen. What's up, Ray Ray? How you doing? Of skim milk, and her hair is as white as fresh fallen snow. She is beautiful but unnerving to look at, like a ghost. Tonight she was wearing green and gold, a mossy dress with an elaborate shining collar that makes the pink of her mouth, her ears, and her eyes stand out. Maddox is dressed in green too, the color of deep forests. The sword at his hip is no ornament. Outside, past the open double doors, a hob awaits, holding the silver bridles of 5 dappled fairy steeds. Their manes Their manes braided in complicated and probably magical knots. I think of the knots in my hair and wonder how similar they are. You both look well, Maddox says to Taryn and me, the warmth in his tone making the words a rare compliment. His gaze goes to the stairs. Is your sister on her way? I don't know where Vivi is. I lie. Lying is so easy here. I can do it all day long and never be caught. She must have forgotten. Disappointment passes over Maddox's face, but not surprise. He heads outside to say something to the hob holding the reins. Nearby, I see one of his spies, a wrinkled creature with a nose like a parsnip and a back hunched higher than her head. She slips a note into his hand and darts off, surprising nimbleness. Oriana looks us over carefully, as though she expects to find something amiss. Be careful tonight, Oriana says. Promise me you will neither eat, nor drink, nor dance. We've been to court before, I reminded her, a fairy non-answer if ever there was one. You may think salt is sufficient protection, but you children are forgetful. Better go without. As for dancing, once begun, you mortals will dance yourselves to death if we don't prevent it. I look at my feet and say nothing. We children are not forgetful. Maddox married her 7 years ago, and shortly after she gave him a child, a sickly boy named Oak, with tiny adorable horns on his head. It has always been clear that Oriana puts up with me and Taryn only for Maddox's sake. She seems to think of us as her husband's favorite hounds, poorly trained and likely to turn on our master at any moment. Oak thinks of us as sisters, which I can tell makes Oriana nervous, even though I would never do anything to hurt him. You are under Maddox's protection, and as he has the favor of the High King, Oriana says, I will not see Maddox made to look foolish because of your mistakes. With that little speech complete, she walks out towards the horses. One snorts and strikes the ground with a hoof. Taryn and I share a look and then follow her. Maddox is already seated on the largest of the fairy seats, an impressive creature with a scar beneath one eye. Its nostrils flare with impatience. It tosses its mane restlessly. I swing up onto a pale green horse with sharp teeth and a swampy odor. Taryn chooses a Roncy and chooses a Roncy, whatever the hell that is, and kicks her heels against its flanks. She takes off like a shot, and I follow, plunging into the night. I appreciate you for following, Janice. Thank you. Chapter 3. When the hell was chapter 1, too? Fairies are twilight creatures, and I have become one soon. We rise when the shadows grow long and head to our beds before the sun rises. It is well after midnight when we arrive at the great hill at the palace of Elfheim. To go inside, we must ride between two trees, an oak and a thorn, and then straight into what appears to be the stone wall of an abandoned folly. I've done it hundreds of times, but I flinch anyway. My whole body braces. I grip the reins hard, and my eyes mash shut. When I open them, I am inside the hill. We ride on through a cavern between pillars of roots, overpacked earth. There are dozens of the folk here, crowding around the entrance of the vast throne room, where quarters was being held. Long-nosed pixies with tattered wings, elegant, green-skinned ladies in long gowns with goblins holding up their trains, tricksy bogans, laughing foxkin, a boy in an owl mask and a golden headdress, an elderly woman with crows crowding her shoulders, a gaggle of girls with wild roses in their hair, a bark-skinned boy with feathers around his neck, a group of knights all in scarab green armor. Many I've seen before, a few I've spoken with. Too many for my eyes to drink them all in. Yet I cannot look away. I never get tired of this, of the spectacle, of the pageantry. Maybe Oriana isn't entirely wrong to worry that we might one day get caught up, blah, 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 blah. Maybe Oriana isn't entirely wrong to worry that we might get caught up in it, be carried away by it, and forget to take care. I can see why humans succumb to the beautiful nightmare of the court, why they willingly drown in it. I know I shouldn't love it as I do, stolen as I am from the mortal world my parents murdered, but I love it all the same. Maddox swings down from his horse. Oriana and Taryn are already off theirs, handing them over to the grooms. It's me they're waiting for. Maddox reaches out his fingers like he's going to help me, but I hop off the saddle on my own. My leather slippers hit the ground like a slap. I appreciate you for the Harmony MD. Thank you. Hit the ground like a slap. I hope that I look like a knight to him. Oriana steps forward, probably to remind Taryn and me of all the things that she doesn't want us to do. I don't give her the chance. Instead, I hook my arm through Taryn's and hurry along inside. The room is redolent with burning rosemary and crushed herbs. Behind us, I can hear Maddox's heavy step, but I know where I'm going. The first thing we have to do when we go into court is greet the king. The High King Eldred sits on his throne in gray robes of state, a heavy golden oak leaf crown holding down his thin, spun gold hair. When we bow, he touches our heads lightly with his knobbly, beringed hands, and then we rise. I'm gonna drink real quick. Are you writing a book? No, we're reading. We're reading. On Wednesdays from now on, as long as it does well, as long as y'all like it, we're reading. I'm taking a little small break just to drink some water real quick and we'll chat. I'm gonna pause the timer at 36 minutes, just real quick. What book are you reading? It's called The Cruel Prince. It's Thursday. I know we were. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I got caught up yesterday. I'll just round up to 37 minutes. Hey, thank you for posting live, Adriana. Appreciate y'all. How are we feeling about the book so far, y'all? How are we liking the reading and everything? How are we feeling about it? Also, is the timer like over my face for y'all right now, or is it not there? What's up, Ty J? How you doing? I'm doing great, Irrelevant. How about you? It is a book series, yeah, it is. Thank you, Lace. Appreciate you. It is over my face? Damn. Alright, well, shit. Unfortunately, shit. There's not really anything I can do. Over your face, you're finding a rhythm. I am, finally. We're getting there. Alright, for now, we'll just put it like this. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. How are you feeling about the book, though? Are we liking the book? Decline. Actually, I need to turn off invites real quick, just in general. 'Cause, we've been getting some invites. Settings. Allow invitations from friends when you're live. Boom. Allow invitations for others. No. Alright, there we go. Good. Thank you for asking up. Of course, yeah. Alright. Sorry, swiped out of TikTok. Well, you read monotone? I speak monotone. I'm reading exactly how I speak. Pretty much. Pretty much. Can I add more vocal inflections? I can do my best to, MD. Yeah, I can do my best to. Thanks, Adriana. Appreciate you. What's up, Ms. Lisa? The timer will be off my face in a second. Actually, I'll just press play to get it off my face while we're talking, and then I'll just rewind it back to 27. MD, I'm not a professional reader, dog. I'm gonna need you to relax a little bit. I appreciate you for the heartbeat, Lisa. Thank you. What is that? We're reading right now, Lisa. We're reading the Cruel Prince. We've got 37 minutes left on our timer right now. I'll reset it back to 37. Make little voices. Yeah, no, that's not. I'm not characterizing the voices. So sorry. What's up, Troy? What's up, Vert? Prince. Like royalty. What's up, Linda? What's up, Janaya? How you doing? All right. Here in once we hit 35 minutes flat, we'll what's the timer? It's for how much longer we're gonna be reading. I'm gonna put it back to 37 minutes. We were just taking a little small break. It's starting to hurt my it was starting to hurt my voice for a second. What's up, Neo? I'm alive and healthy. Well, that's good. That's good. That's better than the opposite. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, no complaints. No complaints here. I do control. I do. No, no vocal warm ups. I just hopped on. Well, if you expected me to read your entire name, you're hilarious. What's up, Jarrell? Welcome back. I appreciate you, Janai, for the go popular and Liam Nation. Thank you. Right, y'all. We're going to what's up, Sarah? We're gonna continue now. We're gonna put the timer back up to 37 minutes flat, and then we'll continue. Alright, thank you for posting live. And remember, everybody, before I start the timer, remember, you can add time to the timer if you want us to keep reading for longer via gifts, just so y'all know. What's up, Layla? Right. And let me put the water down. What's up, Shad? Alright, 3, 2, 1. Okay. His grandmother was Queen Mab of the House of Greenbrier. She lived as one of the solitary Fae before she began to conquer Fairy with her horn consort and his stag riders. Because of him, each of the Eldred's 6 heirs are said to have some animal characteristics, a thing that is not unusual in Fairy, but is unusual among the trooping gentry of the courts. The eldest prince, Balakin, and his younger brother, Dane, stand nearby, drinking wine from wooden cups banded in silver. Dane wears breeches that stop at his knees, showing his hooves and deer legs. Balakin wears the great coat he favors, with a collar of bear fur. His fingers have a thorn at each knuckle, and thorns ridge his arm, running up under the cuffs of his shirt, visible when he and Dane urge Maddock over. Oriana curtsies to them. Although Dane and Balakin are standing together, they are often at odds with each other and with their sister Elowin. So often that the court is considered to be divided into three warring circles of influence. Prince Balakin, the firstborn, and his set are known as the Circle of Grackles, for those who enjoy merriment and who scorn anything getting in the way of it. They drink themselves sick and numb themselves with poisonous and delightful powders. His is the wildest circle, although he has always been perfectly composed and sober when speaking with me. I suppose I could throw myself into debauchery and hope to impress them. I'd rather not, though. Prince Elowin, the second-born, and her companions have the Circle of Larks. They value art above all else. Several mortals have found favor in her circle, but since I have no real skill with a lute or declaiming, I have no chance of being one of them. Prince Dane, thirdborn, leads what's known as the Circle of Falcons. Knights, warriors, and strategists are in their favor. Maddock obviously belongs to this circle. They talk about honor, but all they really care about is power. I'm good enough with a blade, knowledgeable in strategy. All I need is a chance to prove myself. Go enjoy yourselves, Maddock tells us. With a look back at the princes, Taryn and I head out into the throng. The palace of the king of Elfham has many secret alcoves hidden in corridors, perfect for trysts or assassins or staying out of the way and being really dull at parties. When Taryn and I were little, we would hide under the long banquet tables, but since she's determined we were elegant ladies, too big to get our dresses dirty, crawling around on the floor, we had to find a better spot. Just past the second landing of the stone steps is an area where a large mass of shimmering rocks just juts out, creating a ledge. Normally, that's where we settle ourselves to listen to the music and watch all the fun we weren't supposed to be having. Tonight, however, Taryn has a different idea. She passes the steps and grabs food off of a silver tray, a green apple and a wedge of blue vein cheese. Not bothering with salt, she takes a bite of each, holding the apple out for me to bite. Oriana thinks that we can't tell the difference between regular fruit and fairy fruit, which blooms a deep gold. Its flesh is red and dense, and the cloying smell of it fills the forest at harvest time. The apple is crisp and cold in my mouth. We pass it back and forth, sharing down to the core, which I eat in 2 bites. Near where I'm standing, a tiny fairy girl with a clock of white hair like that of a dandelion and a little knife cuts the strap of an ogre's belt. It's slick work. A moment later, his sword and pouch are gone. She's losing herself in the crowd, and I can almost believe it didn't happen until the girl looks back at me. She winks. A moment after that, the ogre realizes he was robbed. I smell a thief, he shouts, casting around him, knocking over a tankard of dark brown beer, his warty nose sniffing the air. Nearby there's a commotion. One of the candles flares up in blue crackling flames, sparking loudly and distracting even the ogre. By the time it returns to normal, the white-haired thief is well gone. With a half smile, I turn back to Taryn, who watches the dancers with longing, oblivious to much else. We could take turns, she proposes. If you can't stop, I'll pull you out. Then you'll do the same for me. My heartbeat speeds at the thought. I look at the throng of revelers, trying to build up the daring of someone who would rob an ogre right under his nose. Princess Elowin whirls at the center of a circle of larks. Her skin is a glittering gold and her hair the deep green of ivy. Beside her, a human boy plays the fiddle. 2 more mortals accompany him less skillfully, but more joyfully, and on ukuleles. Elowin's younger sister, Celia, somewhere around there. We're gonna say Celia. Celia spins nearby with corn silk hair like her father's and a crown of flowers in it. A new ballad begins, and the words drift up to me. Of all the sons King William had, Prince Jamie was the worst, they sing. And what made the sorrow even greater, Prince Jamie was the first. I've never much liked that song because it reminds me of someone else. Someone who, along with Prince Raya, doesn't appear to be attending tonight. But oh no, I don't see him. Prince Carden, 6th born to the High King Eldred, yet still the absolute worst, strides across the floor towards us. Valerian, Nicasia, and Locke, his 3 meanest, fanciest, and most loyal friends, follow him. The crowd parts and hushes, bowing as they pass. Carden is wearing his usual scowl, accessorized with kohl under his eyes and a circlet of gold on his midnight hair. He has on a long black coat with a high, jagged collar, the whole thing stitched with a pattern of constellations. Valerian is in deep red, Cobacan rubies sparkling on his cuffs, each like a drop of frozen blood. Nicasia's hair is the blue-green of the ocean, crowned with a diadem of pearls. I think that's the right word. I think that's how you say that word. With a diadem of pearls. A glittering cobweb net covers her braids. Locke brings up near the rear, looking bored, his hair the precise color of fox fur. They're ridiculous, I say to Taryn. who follows my gaze. I cannot deny that they are also beautiful. Fairy lords and ladies, just like in the songs. If we didn't have to take lessons alongside them, if I didn't know firsthand what scourge they were to those who displeased them, I'd probably be as in love with them as everybody else is. Vivi says that Cardon has a tail. Taryn whispers. She saw it when she was swinging in the lake with him and Princess Raya this past full moon night. I can't imagine Cardon swimming in the lake, jumping in the water, splashing people, laughing at something other than their suffering. A tail? I echo, and a credulous smile starting on my face, and then fading when I remember that Vivi didn't bother to tell me the story, even though it must have happened days ago. Three is an odd configuration of sisters. There's always one on the outside. With a tuft on the end, it coils up under his clothes and unfurls like a whip. She giggles, and I can barely understand her next words. Vivi said she wishes she had one. I'm glad she doesn't, I say firmly, which is stupid. I have nothing against tails. Then Cardon and his companions are too close for us to safely talk about them. I turn my gaze to the floor. Though I hate it, I sink to the ground on one knee, bend my head, and grit my teeth. By my side, Taryn does something similar. All around us, people are making obeisances, something like that. Obeisances. I think you're posting live, Gabrielle. Appreciate you. But, something like that. It's the word somewhere around there. Don't look at us. I think. Don't look. As Valerian passes, he grabs one of my. Oh, whoops! I went too far. One of my braided horns. The other moves on through the throng as Valerian sneers down at me. Did you think I didn't see you there? You and your sister stand out in any crowd, he says, leaning in close, as breath is heavy with the scent of honey wine. My hand balls into a fist at my side, and I'm conscious of the nearness of my knife. Still, I do not look him in the eye. No other head of hair so dull, no other face so plain. Valerian, Prince Cardon calls. He is glowering already, and when he sees me, his eyes narrow further. Valerian gives my braid a hard tug. I wince, useless fury coiling in my belly. He laughs and moves on. My fury curdles into shame. I wish I had smacked his hand away, even though it would have made everything worse. Terrence sees something in my face. What did he say to you? I shake my head. Cardon is stopped beside a boy with long copper hair and a pair of small moth wings. A boy who isn't bowing. The boy laughs and Cardon lunges. Between one eye blink and the next, the prince's ballad fist strikes the boy hard across the jaw, sending him sprawling. As the boy falls, Cardon grabs one of his wings. It tears like paper. The boy's scream is thin and reedy. He curls up into himself on the ground, agony plain on his face. I wonder if fairy wings grow back. I know the butterflies that lose a wing never fly again. The courtiers around us gape and titter, but only for a moment. Then they go back to their dancing and their songs, and the revel spirals on. This is how they are. Someone gets in Cardon's way, and they are instantly and brutally punished. Driven from taking lessons at the palace, sometimes out of the court entirely, hurt, broken. As Cardon walks past the boy, apparently done with him, I am grateful that Cardon has 5 more worthy brothers and sisters. It's practically guaranteed that he'll never sit on the throne. I don't want to think of him with more power than he has. Even Nicasia and Valerian share a weighted glance. Then Valerian shrugs and follows Cardon, but Locke pauses by the boy, bending down to help him to his feet. The boy's friends come over to lead him away, and at that moment, improbably, Locke's gaze lifts. His tawny fox eyes meet mine and widen in surprise. I am immobilized, my heart speeding. I brace myself for more scorn, but then one corner of his mouth lifts. He winks, as if in acknowledgement of being caught out, as if we were sharing a secret, as if he thinks I'm not loathy, as though he does not find my mortality contagious. Stop staring at him, Taryn demands. Didn't you see? I start to explain, but she cuts me off, grabbing hold of me and hauling us toward the stairs, toward our landing of shimmering stone where we can hide. Her nails sink into my skin. Don't give them any more reason to bother you than they've already got. The intensity of her response surprises me into snatching back my hand. Angry red half moons mark where she grabbed me. I look back toward where Locke was, but the crowd was swallowed him up. Chapter 4. What's the countdown for? The countdown's for how long we're reading. You can extend the timer by sending the corresponding gifts. As dawn breaks, I open the windows to my bedroom and let the last of the cool night air flow in as I strip off my court dress. I feel hot all over, my skin feels too tight, and my heart won't stop racing. I've been to court before many times. I've been witness to more awfulness than wings being torn or my person insulted. Fairies make up for their inability to lie with a panoply of deceptions and cruelties. Twisted words, pranks, omissions, riddles, scandals, not to mention their revenges upon one another for ancient, half remembered slights. Storms are less fickle than they are seas less capricious. Like, for example, as a redcap, Madoc needs bloodshed the way a mermaid needs the salt spray of the sea. After every battle, he ritually dips his hood into the blood of his enemies. I've seen the hood, kept under glass in the armory. The fabric is stiff and stained a brown so deep it's almost black, except for a few smears of green. Sometimes I go down and stare at it, trying to see my parents in the tide lines of dried blood. I want to feel something. Something besides a vague queasiness. I want to feel more, but every time I look at it, I feel less. I think about going to the armory now, but I don't. I stand in front of my window and imagine myself a fearless knight. Imagine myself a witch who hid her heart in her finger and then chopped her finger off. I'm so tired, I say out loud. So tired. I sit there for a long time, watching the rising sun gild the sky, listening to the waves crash as the tide goes out. When a creature flies up to a light on the edge of my window, at first it seems like an owl, but it's got hob eyes. Tired of what, sweet meat? It asks me. I sigh and answer honestly for once, of being powerless. The hob studies my face, then flies off into the night. I sleep the day away and wake disoriented, battling my way out of the long embroidered curtains around my bed. Drool has dried along one of my cheeks. I find bath water waiting for me, but it has gone tepid. Servants must have come and gone. I climb in anyway and splash my face. Living in Fairy, it's impossible not to notice that everyone else smells like verbena or crushed pine needles, dried blood or milkweed. I smell like pit sweat and sour breath unless I scrub myself clean. When Tatterfell comes in to light the lamps, she finds me dressing for a lecture, which begins in the late afternoons and stretches on into some evenings. I wear gray leather boots and a tunic with Maddox crest, a dagger, a crescent moon turned on its side so it rests like a cup, a single drop of blood falling from one corner embroidered in silk thread. Downstairs, I found Taryn in the banquet table, alone, nursing a cup of nettled tea and picking at a bannock. Today, she does not suggest anything will be fun. Maddock insists, perhaps out of guilt or shame, that we be treated like the children of fairy, that we take the same lessons, that we be given whatever they have. Changelings have been brought to the High Court before, but none of them have been raised like gentry. He doesn't understand how much that makes them loathe us. Not that I'm not grateful. I like the lessons. Answering the lectures cleverly is something no one can take from me, even if the lecturers themselves occasionally pretend otherwise. I will take a frustrated nod in a place of effusive praise. I will take it and be glad because it means I can belong whether they like it or not. Vivi used to go with us, but then she became bored and didn't bother. Maddock raged, but since his approval of a thing only makes her despise it, all his railing just made her more determined to never ever go back. She has tried to persuade us to stay home with her, but if Taryn and I cannot manage the machinations of the children of Fairy without quitting or without quitting, blow my fucking goodness. But if Taryn and I cannot manage the machinations of the children of Fairy without quitting our lessons or running to Maddock, how will he ever believe we can manage the court, where those same machinations will play out on a grander and more deadly scale? Taryn and I set off swinging our baskets. We don't have to. We don't have to leave. Give me 1 second. So sorry. Taryn and I set off swinging our baskets. We don't have to leave Insmire to get to the High King's palace, but we do skirt the edge of two other tiny islands: Insmore, Isle of Stone, and Insweel, Isle of Woe. All three are connected by half-submerged rocky paths and stones large enough that it's possible to leap your way from one to the next. A herd of stags is swimming towards Insmore, seeking the best grazing. Taryn and I walk past the Lake of Masks and through the far corner of the Milkwood, picking our way past the pale silvery trunks and bleached leaves. From there, we spot mermaids and marrows sunning themselves near craggy caves, their scales reflecting the amber glow of the late afternoon sun. All the children of the gentry, regardless of age, are taught by lecturers from all over the kingdom on the grounds of the palace. Some afternoons we sit in groves carpeted with emerald moss, and other evenings we spend in high towers or up in trees. We learn about the movements of constellations in the sky, the medicinal and magical properties of herbs, the languages of birds and flowers and people, as well as the language of the folk, though it occasionally twists in my mouth. The composition of riddles, and how to walk soft footed over leaves and brambles to leave neither trace nor sound. We are instructed in the finer points of the harp and the lute, the bow and the blade. Taryn and I watch them as they practice enchantments. Oh, whoops, one page too far. For a break, we all play at war in a green field with a broad arc of trees. Maddock trained me to be formidable, even with a foot and sword. Taryn isn't bad either, even though she doesn't bother practicing anymore. At the summer tournament, in only a few days, our mock war will take place in front of the royal family. With Maddock's endorsements, one of the princes or princesses might choose to grant me knighthood and take me into their personal guard. It would be a kind of power, a kind of protection. And with it, I could protect Taryn too. We arrive at school. Prince Cardon, Locke, Valerian, and Nicasia are already sprawled in the grass with a few other fairies. A girl with deer horns, Posy, is giggling over something Cardon has said. They do not so much as look at us as we spread our blanket and set out our notebooks and pens and pots of ink. My relief is immense. Our lessons involve the history of the delicately negotiated peace between Orlag, Queen of the Undersea, and the various not voracious, sorry, and the various fairy kings and queens of the land. Nicasia is Orlag's daughter. Sent to be fostered in the High King's court, many odes have been composed to the Queen Orlag's beauty, although if she's anything like her daughter, not to her personality. Nicasia gloats through the lesson, proud of her heritage, when the instructor moves on to Lord Robin of the Court of Termites. Yeah, okay, I read that right. I lose interest. My thoughts drift. Instead, I find myself thinking through combinations, strikes, thrusts, parry, block. I grip my pen as though it were the hilt of a blade and forget to take notes. As the sun dips low in the sky, Taryn and I unpack our baskets from home, which contain bread, butter, cheese, and plums. I butter a piece of bread hungrily. Passing us, Cardon kicks dirt onto my food right before I put it into my mouth. The other fairies laugh. I look up to see him watching me with cruel delight, like a raptured bird trying to decide whether to be bothered devouring a small mouse. He's wearing a high-collared tunic embroidered with thorns, his fingers heavy with rings, his sneer is well practiced. I grip my teeth. I tell myself that if I let the taunts roll off me, he will lose interest. He will go away. I can endure this a little longer, a few more days. Something the matter? Nicasia asked sweetly, wandering up and draping her arm over Cardon's shoulder. Dirt. It's what you came from, mortal. It's what you'll return to soon enough. Take a big bite. Make me, I say before I can stop myself. Not the greatest comeback, but my palms begin to sweat. Taryn looks startled. I could, you know, says Cardon, grinning as though nothing would please him more. My heart speeds. If I weren't wearing a string of rowan berries, he could intercell, I think that's what that word is, intercell me, so that I thought dirt was some kind of delicacy. Only Maddox's position would give him reason to hesitate. I do not move. I do not touch the necklace hidden under the bodice of my tunic. The one that I hope will stop any glamour from working. The one that I hope he doesn't discover and rip from my throat. I glance in the direction of the day's lecturer, but the elderly Fuka has his nose buried in a book. Since Cardon's prince, it's more than likely no one has ever cautioned him, has ever stayed his hand. I never know how far he'll go, and I never know how far our instructors will let him. You don't want that, do you? Valerian asks, with mock sympathy as he kicks more dirt onto our lunch. I didn't even see him come over. Once Valerian stole a silver pen of mine, and Maddox replaced it with a ruby-studded one from his own desk. This threw Valerian into such a rage that he cracked me in the back of the head with his wooden practice sword. What if we promise to be nice to you for the whole afternoon if you eat everything in your baskets? His smile is wide and false. Don't you want us for friends? Taryn looked down at her lap. No, I want to say. We don't want you as friends. I don't answer. But I don't look down either. I meet Cardon's gaze. There is nothing I can say to make him stop, and I know it. I have no power here, but today I can't seem to choke down my anger and my own impotence. Nicasia pulls a pin from my hair, causing one of my braids to fall against my neck. I swat at her hand, but it happens too fast. What's this? She was holding up a golden pin with a tiny cluster of filigree hawthorn berries at the top. Did you steal it? Did you think it would make you beautiful? Did you think it would make you as we are? I bite the inside of my cheek. Of course, I want to be like them. They're beautiful as blades forged in some divine fire. They will live forever. Valerian's hair shines like polished gold. Nikasia's limbs are long and perfectly shaped. Her mouth, the pink of coral. Her hair, the color of the deepest, coldest part of the sea. Fox-eyed locks standing silently behind Valerian, his expression schooled to careful indifference. Has a chin as pointed as the tips of his ear, and Cardon is even more beautiful than the rest, with black hair as iridescent as a raven's wing and cheekbones sharp enough to cut out a girl's heart. I hate him more than all the others. I hate him so much that sometimes when I look at him, I can hardly breathe. You'll never be our equal, Nikasia says. Of course I won't. Oh, come on, Locke says with a careless laugh, his hand going around Nikasia's waist. Let's leave them to their misery. Jude's sorry, Terrence says quickly. We're both really sorry. She can show us how sorry she is, Cardon drawls. Tell her she doesn't belong in the summer tournament. Afraid I'll win? I ask, which isn't smart. It's not for mortals, he informs us, voice chilly. Withdraw or wish that you had. I open my mouth, but Terrence speaks before I can. I'll talk to her about it. It's nothing. Just a game. Nikasia gives my sister a magnanimous smile. Valerian leers at Terran, his eyes lingering on her curves. It's all just a game. Cardon's gaze meets mine, and I know he isn't finished with me, not by a long shot. Why did you dare them like that? Terran asks, when they walked back to their own merry luncheon, all spread out for them, talking back to him. It's just stupid. Make me afraid I'll win. I know. I'll tell her. I'll shut up. I just got angry. You're better off being scared, she advises, and then shaking her head, she packs up our ruined food. My stomach growls, and I try to ignore it. They want me to be afraid. I know that. During the mock war that very afternoon, Valerian trips me, and Cardon whispers foul things in my ear. I head home with bruises on my skin from kicks, from falls. What they don't realize is this. Yes, they frighten me, but I've always been scared, since the day I got here. I was raised by the man who murdered my parents, reared in a land of monsters. I live with that fear, let it settle into my bones, and ignore it. If I didn't pretend not to be scared, I would hide under my owl-dried coverlets in Maddox's estate forever. I would lie there and scream until there was nothing left of me. I refuse to do that. I will not do that. Nikasia's wrong about me. I don't desire to do as well in the tournament as one of the Fae. I want to win. I do not yearn to be their equal. In my heart, I yearn to best them. The fantastic, literally, bro, literally. I mean, we're gonna pause the timer at 14 minutes. We're gonna put the timer back at 14 minutes, but we're gonna pause there for a second. Hold up. X. Nothing. I'll take a little sip of water real quick. What's up, Nah? Hey, thank you for posting live. Nah, what's up, Liko? What's up, Faith? Do I listen to Cardi? No, I do not listen to Cardi. No, I mean I don't not. I listen to a couple of his songs, but I'm not like a Cardi fanatic by any means. What's up, V? How you doing today? What's up, Raven? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. No complaints. Yeah, no. We are well. We are well. Ugh. What's up, Natalia? Okay, let's put the timer back on. Let's see how far we can get through chapter 5 before our timer runs out. Remember, everybody, y'all can add time to the timer as well via the viewer wishes on the right side of the screen here. What's up, Ivana? Right now we have 14 minutes left before before we're done. I'm gonna restart it in a second. What's up, loud? All right, and boom. Chapter 5. On our way home, Terrence stops and picks blackberries beside the lake of masks. I sit on a rock in the moonlight and deliberately do not look into the water. The lake doesn't reflect your own face. It shows you someone else who has looked or will look into it. When I was little, I used to sit at the bank. I used to sit at the bank all day, staring at fairy countenances instead of my own, hoping that I might someday catch a glimpse of my mother looking back at me. Eventually, it hurts too much to try. Are you going to quit the tournament? Taryn asks, shoveling a handful of berries into her mouth. We are hungry children. Already, we are taller than Vivi, our hips wider, and our breasts heavier. What's up, JJ? I open my basket and take out a dirty plum, wiping it on my shirt. It's still more or less edible. I eat it slowly, considering. You mean because of Cardon, his court of jerks? She frowns with an expression just like one I might make if she was being particularly thick-headed. Do you know what they call us? She demanded. The circle of worms. I hurl the water, watching ripples destroy the possibility of any reflections. My lip curls. You're living in a magical lake, she tells me. It'll rot, I say. And so will we. They're right. We are the circle of worms. We're mortal. We don't have forever to wait for them to let us do the things we want. I don't care if they don't like my being in the tournament. Once I become a knight, I'll be beyond their reach. Do you think Maddox's going to allow that? Taryn asks, giving up on the bush after the brambles make her fingers bleed. Answering to someone other than him? What else has he been training for? Blah blah blah. Sorry, let me reread that. What else has he been training us for? I ask. Wordlessly, we fall into step together, making our way home. Not me. She shakes her head. I am going to fall in love. I'm surprised in the laughter. So you've just decided. I didn't think it worked like that. I thought love was supposed to happen when you least expect it, like a sap to the skull. Well, I have decided, she says. I consider mentioning her last ill-fated decision, the one about having fun at the revel, but that will just annoy her. Instead, I try to imagine someone she might fall in love with. Maybe it will be Amero, and he will give her the gift of breathing underwater and a crown of pearls and take her to his bed under the sea. Actually, that sounds amazing. Maybe I am making all the wrong choices. How much do you like swimming? I ask her. What? She asks. Nothing, I say. She, suspecting some sort of teasing, elbows me in the side. We head through the crooked forest with its bent trunks, since the milkwood is dangerous at night. We have to stop to let some root men pass, for fear they might step on us if we didn't keep out of their way. Moss covers their shoulders and crawls up their bark cheeks. Wind whistles through their ribs. They make a beautiful and solemn procession. If you're so sure Maddox is going to give you permission, why haven't you asked him yet? Taryn whispers. The tournament is only 3 days away. Anyone can fight in the summer tournament, but if I want to be a knight, I must declare my candidacy by wearing a green sash across my chest. And if Maddox will not allow me that, then no amount of skill will help me. I will not be a candidate and I will not be chosen. I am glad the rootman gave me an excuse not to answer, because of course, she's right. I haven't asked Maddox because I'm afraid of what he will say. When we get home, pushing open the enormous wooden door with its looping ironwork, someone is shouting upstairs. As though in distress, I run towards the sound, heart in my mouth, only to find Vivi in her room, chasing a cloud of sprites. They streak past me into the hall in a blast of gossamer, and she slams the book that she was swinging at them into the door. Look, Vivi yells at me, pointing towards her closet. Look what they did! The doors are open, and I see a sprawl of things stolen from the human world. Matchbooks, newspapers, empty bottles, novels, and Polaroids. The sprites had turned the matchbooks into beds and tables, shredded all the paper, and ripped out the centers of the books to the nest inside. It was a full-on sprite infestation. But I'm more baffled by the quantity of things Vivi has and how many of them don't seem to have any value. It's just junk, mortal junk. What is all that? Taryn asks, coming into the room. She bends down and extracts a strip of pictures, only gently chewed by sprites. The pictures are taken one right after the other. The kind you have to sit in the booth for. Vivi is in the photos, her arm draped over the shoulders of a grinning, pink haired mortal girl. Maybe Taryn isn't the only one who has decided to fall in love. At dinner, we sit at a massive table carved along all four sides with the images of piping fauns and dancing imps. Fat wax pillar candles burn at the center beside a carved stone vase full of wood sorrel. Servants bring us silver plates piled with food. We eat fresh broad beans, venison with scattered pomegranate seeds, grilled brown trout with butter, a salad of bitter herbs, and, for after, raisin cakes smothered in apple syrup. Maddock and Oriana drink canary wine. We children mix ours with water. Next to my plate and Taryn's is a bowl of salt. Vivi pokes at her venison and then licks blood from her knife. Oak grins across the table and starts to mimic Vivi, but Oriana snatches the cutlery from his grasp before he can slice his tongue open. Oak giggles. Appreciate you for the rose, anime. Thank you. Oak giggles and picks up his meat with his fingers, tearing at it with his sharp teeth. You should know that the king will soon abdicate his throne in favor of one of his children, Maddox says, looking at all of us. It is likely that he will choose Prince Dane. It doesn't matter that Dane is third born. The High Ruler chooses their successor. That's how the stability of Eltham has ensured. The first High Queen, Mab, had her smith forge a crown. Lore has it that the blacksmith was a creature called Grimson, who could shape anything from metal. Birds that trill and necklaces that slithered over their throats. Twin swords called Heartseeker and Heartsworn that never missed a strike. Appreciate you for the Harmony and the Liam Nation anime. Thank you. Queen Mab's crown was magically and wondrously wrought so that it passes only from one blood relation to another in an unbroken line. With the crown passes the oaths of all those sworn to it. Although her subjects gather at each new coronation to renew their fealty, authority still rests in the crown. Why is he abdicating? Taryn asks. Vivi's smirk has turned nasty. His children got impatient with him for remaining alive. A washing of rage passes over Maddox's face. Taryn and I don't dare bait him for fear that his patience with us stretches only so far, but Vivi is expert at it. When he answers her, I can see the efforts he's making to bite his tongue. Few kings of Fairy have ruled so well for so long as Eldred. Now he goes to seek the land of promise. As far as I can tell, the land of promise is their euphemism for death, although they do not admit it. They say it is the place that the folk came from, and to which they will eventually return. Are you saying he's leaving the throne because he's old? I ask, wondering if I'm being impolite. There are hobs born with lined faces like tiny, hairless cats and smooth-limbed nixies who true age shows only in their ancient eyes. I didn't think time mattered to them. Oriana doesn't look happy, but she isn't actively shushing me either, so maybe it's not that rude. Or maybe she just doesn't expect any better than bad manners out of me. We may not die from age, but we grow weary with it, Maddox says with a heavy sigh. I have made war in Eldred's name. I have broken courts that denied him fealty. Appreciate you. Thank you. I have broken courts that denied him fealty. I have even led skirmishes against the Queen of the Undersea, but Eldred has lost his taste for bloodshed. He allows those under his banner to rebel in small and large ways, even as other courts refuse to submit to us. It's time to ride to battle. It's time for a new monarch, a hungry one. Oriana furrows her brow in mild confusion. By preference, your kin would have you safe. What good is a general with no war? Maddox takes a large, restless swallow of wine. I wonder how often he needs to wet his cap with fresh blood. The new king's coronation will be at the autumn of solstice. Worry not, I have a plan to ensure your futures. Only concern yourselves with making ready for a great deal of dancing. I wonder what his plan might be when Taryn kicks me under the table. When I turn to glare at her, she raises both brows. Ask him, she mouths. Oh, yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, we have 5 minutes left until we finish reading. Y'all can add time via the gifts, the corresponding gifts. Maddox looks in her direction. Yes? You don't have to read them. You don't have to stay here, Lucy. You're more than welcome to leave. Jude wants to ask you something, Terrence says. The worst part is, I think she believes she's helping. I take a deep breath. At least he seems to be in a good mood. I've been thinking about the tournament. I imagine saying these words many, many times, but now that I am actually doing it, they don't seem to come out the way I planned. I'm not bad with a sword. You do yourself too modest, Maddox says. Your bladesmanship is excellent. That seems encouraging. I look over at Taryn, who appears to be holding her breath. Everyone at the table has gone still except for Oak, who taps his glass against the side of his plate. I am going to fight in the summer tournament, and I want to declare myself ready to be chosen for knighthood. Maddox's brows go up. That's what you want? It's dangerous work. I nod. I'm not afraid. Interesting, he says. My heart thuds dully in my chest. I have thought through every aspect of this plan except for the possibility that he won't allow it. I want to make my own way at the court, I say. You're no killer, he tells me. I flinch, my gaze coming up to his. He looks back at me steadily with his golden cat eyes. I could be, I insist. I've been training for a decade. Since you took me, I do not say, although I must be in my eyes. He shakes his head sadly. What you lack is nothing to do with experience. No, but enough. I have made my decision, he says, raising his voice to cut me off. After a moment when we both are silent, he gives me a conciliatory half smile. Fight in the tournament if you like, for sport. But you will not put on the green sash. You are not ready to become a knight. You can ask me again after the coronation, if your heart's still set on it. And if it's a whim, that will be time enough for it to pass. This is no whim. I hate the desperation in my voice, but I have been counting down the days to the tournament. The idea of waiting months just so he can turn me down again fills me with despair. Maddox gives me an undreadable look. After the coronation, he repeats. I want to scream at him. Do you know how hard it is to always keep your head down, to swallow insults and endure outright threats, and yet I have done so. I thought it proved my toughness. I thought if you saw I could take whatever came at me and still smile, you would see that I was worthy. You're no killer. He has no idea what I am. Maybe I don't know either. Maybe I've never let myself find out. Prince Dane will make a fine king, Oriana says, deftly shifting the conversation back to pleasant things. A coronation means a month of balls. We will. Oh, okay, there we go. I got you. I was like, hello. A coronation means a month of balls. We will need new dresses. She seems to include Taryn and me in this sweeping statement. Magnificent ones. Maddox nods, smiling his toothy smile. Yes, yes, as many as you like. I would have you look your finest and dance your hardest. I try to breathe slowly, to concentrate on just one thing, the pomegranate seeds on my plate, shining like rubies, wet with venison blood. After the coronation, Maddox says, I try to focus on that. It only feels like never. I'd love to have a court dress like the ones I have seen in Oriana's wardrobe. Opulent patterns, intricately stitched in skirts of gold, stitched on skirts of gold and silver, each as beautiful as the dawn. I focus on that too. But then I go too far and imagine myself in that dress, sword at my hip, transformed, a true member of the court, a knight in the circle of falcons, and Cardan watching me from across the room, standing beside the king, laughing at my pretension. Laughing like he knows this is a fantasy that won't be ever be real. I pinch my leg until pain washes everything away. You'll have to wear out the soles of your shoes, just like the rest of us, Vivi says to me and Taryn. I bet Oriana's sick with worry that since Maddox encouraged you to dance, she can't stop you. Horror of horrors, you might have a good time. Oriana presses her lips together. That's not fair, nor is it true. Vivi rolls her eyes. If it wasn't true, I couldn't say it. Enough, all of you. Maddox slams his hand down on the table, making us all jump. Coronations are a time when many things are possible. Change is coming, and there is no wisdom in crossing me. I can't tell if he's talking about Prince Dane or ungrateful daughters or both. Are you afraid somebody is going to try to take the throne? Taryn asks. Like me, she has been raised on strategy, moves and counter moves, ambushes and upper hands. But unlike me, she has Oriana's talent for asking the questions that will steer a conversation towards less rocky shores. The Greenbrier line out to worry, not me, Maddox says, but he looks pleased to be asked. Doubtless, some of their subjects wish there was no blood crown and no high king at all. His heirs ought to be particularly careful that their armies of Faerun are satisfied, as well-seasoned strategists wait for the right opportunity. Only someone with nothing to lose would attack the throne, with you there to protect it, Oriana says primly. There's always something left to lose, Vivi says. And then we'll stop there. Alright. We got through quite a bit, I feel like. First day of reading. Alright, let me bookmark this page. Mr. Big Yay, congratulations. Thank you, like it. Thank you, like it. Thank you, like it. Oh, Lord Chop. What's up, dude? That was so good. That was good. Y'all enjoyed it? Very good. I'm glad. Why, Lace? We read for an hour. It's just cringe. What's up, Geraldine? Okay. We're seeing an apple chance. Alright, effects, none, boom. Alright. Apparently not. Apparently not. Okay. I'm adjusting the viewer wishes real quick. And boom, viewer wishes. I'm probably going to restart the live low key before once I'm done with the viewer wishes. Alright, and we'll do boom edit. Alright, and boom. Let me just trash the rest. Actually, no. We're gonna do a different one. Alright, I'll do this one. Boom. Actually, I'm gonna delete that one as well. And do this. Boom, add. Join the team. Add. Gift gallery. Boom. Add. Pick a. Alright, there we go. Just got the same glasses leveled up. Love that for us. I appreciate you for the heart, Leah. They're real ones. Take your exam then. Oh, okay, got you. Alright, Joe. I'm going to mine too. Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Like -6. I don't even know what my prescription is. Off the top of my head, to be so for real.